Ciao everyone. Hi, my name's Katy and I'm the founder of Untold Italy Tours, podcast and travel resources. And this is my colleague Olivia, and we're going to be talking to you today about Puglia and our wonderful tour of the beautiful southern region that is capturing so many people's hearts, and it's kind of the up and coming region. So we wanted to share with you a bit about our tour there so you can understand why it's so special and why you should be involved. So
Absolutely.
now, Olivia, would you like to introduce yourself so everyone knows who you are?
Yeah, awesome. So hi everyone, I'm Olivia. I'm going to be hosting some of the Untold Italy tours, including the Puglia tour. I actually live in Italy, so I'm up north in Piedmont. I'm in Turin, and I've been here for nearly 3 years. So very excited to welcome some travellers back to this lovely country.
Oh my goodness, so exciting. And I
Mm.
think one of the really amazing things and the really special things about our tours is that Olivia speaks fluent Italian, so this is gives you a little bit of an edge. So unlike some of the other tours where you may have someone that speaks English
Yeah,
but works 100% with local guides, Olivia has both. She's got the double power of being able to speak Italian and English. And then we team up with local guides. And we're going to
yeah,
talk to you a little bit more as we go through this. But it's really, I guess, extra special when you get that deeper local knowledge, but you're also able to communicate very clearly through someone like Olivia that's going to be on tour with you. So
yeah.
let's give everyone a little bit of an overview of what's going to happen. Look at
Oh,
that. Move.
so beautiful. Oh,
This is the town of Alberobello, and we'll be talking about that a bit later. But you can see there in the foreground the iconic trulli houses, which are the fairy tale looking houses that this region is so well known for. And you'll be seeing lots and lots and lots of them.
beautiful.
Yeah. So, Liv, why don't you take us through this wonderful itinerary that you've created, and let's just go step by step really quickly, and then we'll do a deeper dive for everyone.
Sounds great. So day one, we'll be arriving in the Val d'Itria, so that's part of Puglia, for aperitivo and our welcome dinner. Day two, we'll be exploring that beautiful trulli town of Alberobello and making some local pasta. Day three, we'll be discovering Pugliese olive oil. It's super good. And the spectacular Polignano a Mare. I'm sure you've all seen photos of this place. Day four, we're going to Grottaglie. They're famous for ceramics, and we'll be visiting charming Monopoli by the seaside. Day five, we're wandering through the Baroque beauty Lecce. It is also known as the Florence of the South, so let that paint a picture for you. Day six, visiting magical Matera, the city of caves. And day seven, we'll wrap it all up in beautiful Bari, which is the capital, for a food tour and more.
Oh, it sounds like the perfect taste of Puglia. It really does. Okay, so let's just take a little deep dive into each of the days so you get a real picture of what's actually going to happen when we go on tour.
Perfect. Yeah, so here we are, day one. So everyone will arrive in the afternoon to the gorgeous Val d'Itria. This is the region where it's literally dotted with the trulli houses. It's so magical, the red earth, the olive trees as far as the eye can see, the beautiful bright blue sky. It's the best. You'll love it. And we're going to be staying in a masseria. So that's a traditional pugliese sort of country style house accommodation. And it's very beautiful. We're staying in a very beautiful masseria, and we'll be enjoying there a welcome aperitivo, followed by our delicious pugliese dinner at the masseria.
Yeah, and the Pugliese cuisine is very different to where you live, isn't it,
So
Liv, up in
different.
Torino?
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
delicious.
yeah, so the emphasis is less on that. They don't put any egg in their pasta in Puglia, do they?
No, exactly. It's
No.
just the flour and the water. Yeah.
And so there's a lot of seafood, there's a lot of tomatoes, and a lot of olive oil.
Yeah, a lot of olive oil. It's all about the olive oil here, unlike where I'm from, where it's all about the butter.
That's all good. I'm not fussy.
Oh,
Okay. So when we wake up the next morning, we want to tick this one off our list because you can't go to Puglia without seeing the Trulli houses up close, can you?
No, not at all. It is seriously amazing. We were there last year. And yeah, so what are we talking about? Alberobello. This is really the home, I guess, of the trulli houses. And I have to say, yes, it is obviously discovered, and there are quite a few tourists who visit, but it's by no means any less magical for that. It is just amazing. It's seriously so unique. You just can't imagine really until you're there, I guess, walking through these streets with these truly houses that are just everywhere. It's quite incredible. And so, of course, we have to visit. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be joining a local guide there who's going to be able to tell you all about the history
Yeah.
and the techniques that's used to make these houses and all of the finer details and stories that you kind of wouldn't get that if you were going to wander around there on your own.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's really important. So it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. And like they're very small villages, so we'll have time to squeeze in a few. And we're also going to go to another town which is called Martina Franca,
Mm.
and look at these beautiful whitewashed houses and with the washing strewn. I mean, look at this washing here. They've even done it in the Italian flag colours. That's
I
ridiculous.
know. I love it. It's so gorgeous too, and it's a different vibe. It's definitely not as traversed, I guess, as Alberobello, and it's just amazing. I really really love Martina Franca. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So it's time to wander around both of these towns on your own and get your own feel for it and take all your photos, because I don't know about you, but I love finding those little details that you can take photos of, like a little cat propped up against the wall, or,
Mm,
the washing that's hanging out. And it's one of
yeah,
those things where you better have a plan for your photography because it's going to be a lot of photos taken.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's gorgeous.
Okay. And then we're going to head back to the Masseria and we're going to learn how to make some pasta.
So we're going to be, of course, doing a cooking class. So you can see the pasta there is the orecchiette. So that is one of the typical pastas of Puglia. You won't find it in other regions. This is something, again, that I love about Italy, how regional it is. And, it's actually quite easy to make this pasta. You don't need a pasta machine. It's just flour and water. So it's something that you can easily do when you're back home, and you can show off your pasta making skills for your friends and family. It's a great souvenir.
Oh, I love it. And like it's in a special shape, isn't it? It looks like a little belly button or something, an innie.
Yeah, or a little ear, because
Oh, a
orecchiette.
little ear. Okay, yeah. All right. And it sort of is perfectly shaped to capture the sauces, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So it's all about, they really they know perfectly how to match the pasta sauce with the right pasta shape. So we'll be learning all about that too.
Wow, the sauce to pasta ratio is very important. You're not I mean, it's really interesting from someone who sort of married into an Italian family.
Yeah.
What we used to do is pasta. And when I was growing up, it's just like, no, 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 no. Like the sauce is very, I wouldn't say it's not generous, but it's very,
Yeah.
it's considered. Like you put the sauce with the pasta and it's just the right amount. It's not overwhelming the pasta because the pasta itself is very important.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely the emphasis is on the pasta. I agree.
Why not? I love pasta. Yum.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on day 3, we're off to really find out about this region and its major produce.
Yeah, so as we were saying before, olive oil is very important in Puglia, and as you can see here, the olive trees literally they just dot the landscape as far as the eye can see. It's quite incredible, really, just so beautiful. This picture shows you a little bit, but yeah, we'll be going um, to taste some olive oil and actually have a degustation of a few different oils, which if you've not done one before might sound a bit funny, but it's a really great activity here we go, to really see the difference, I guess, when you taste this artisan olive oil from Puglia versus something that you might find back home or something that just, you can find in the supermarket. There is a big difference in flavor, and it all comes down to how it's produced and the production method as well. So we'll be learning more about that, and I guess really understanding why olive oil is so important in Puglia and in the cuisine.
Mm. And I think it's really fascinating that some of these trees that are in these olive groves, they go back centuries. Some of them
Oh,
are like even 2,000 years old,
yeah,
and they've been producing fruit, and people have been making olive oil from them for that long,
yeah.
which is kind of mind blowing, really. And you would, as you would expect and hope, that they have actually
Mm,
perfected the art of the olive oil by that stage, and it's like it is truly a work of art.
yeah.
It's art and science together, but it
Mm,
produces an amazing
mm.
result.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's incredible.
So after that olive oil adventure, why not? We're off to the seaside.
Oh, now I'm sure you have seen this beautiful picture of Polignano al Mare on Instagram or online and other places. It's very iconic. I mean, look at it. Of course, it's a famous place. So we'll be visiting Polignano al Mare. We'll have a local guide to tourists around and tell all the stories and the history and really bring it to life for us. So that's really important as well. And you will have some free time, so don't worry. You can wander around here. You can maybe go for a little dip if you want to have a swim, or some time for shopping as well. There's some really great boutiques in town too.
Oh, that does sound like fun. And like there's some cliffs, all those cliffs there. I mean, I reckon I could spend hours just watching those people jump into the sea.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it myself, like I'm a little bit of a chicken, but I do admire people that have the guts to do it or the fortitude to do it. Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Good for them. Great entertainment.
Oh,
Okay, and then we just kind of a bit of a change of pace the next day because we were going to see some artisan makers and meet some of the artisans that make some of the most beautiful ceramic items in the whole of Italy.
yeah, it's seriously incredible. So we'll be heading off to Grottaglie. So this is the home of ceramics in Puglia, and I mean, if you like ceramics or even have a passing interest, you're going to go absolutely crazy for this place. When we visited last year, I was just blown away. It is really amazing. And you will literally go, there's a part of town where it's the quarter of ceramics and it's so beautiful. I was telling Katie that, even we were watching, it was quite funny. One of the owners, the artisan's dogs, has the most elaborate ceramic dog drinking bowl that you've ever seen. And I just thought, yeah, only in Grottaglie, it's quite funny. So we'll be visiting a few, there's a lot of different shops, but I've picked out a few that we'll be visiting, that I visited myself as well, and actually meeting the artisans. And that's the really special part. It's a very small production, so we're not taking you to some big factory either. It's family run. We'll be chatting to the artisans, seeing how some of these beautiful ceramics are made, and then you will have, of course, some time to go shopping if you do want to get anything. It's not so expensive, some of these ceramics as well. Probably the biggest thing is just working out how you're going to fit it all in your suitcase, or ship it back home if you go really crazy for ceramics.
I wouldn't do that at all. Yeah, I think, I really love this figure here. It's so unique. No one's going to have that at home. And I love things like that are so different and special that come from your travels. But how devastated would you be if it broke? Oh my gosh.
I know,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, but after all that shopping, we're going to a special lunch, aren't we?
Oh, it's amazing. So after that, we are going to this like tiny town nearby. It's called Ceglie Messapica, and it is like so local, not touristy. And really what they're famous for is this one restaurant in town that is just to die for. It's a really unique dining experience because it's sort of in like a cave, I guess you would say. It's very illuminated though. You're just going to have to come and see it because it's very special. And they grow all their own vegetables and have all their own fruit and all that sort of stuff. So it is we're going to be sitting down for like a 4-course lunch with matching wines. It's all very local. Really, even like some of these specialties are literally from the town itself, so not even Puglia. Some of the dishes, it's so regional. And it's just, yeah, it's going to be an amazing lunch, and I'm really excited for you guys to try some of these delicious dishes.
Yeah, I think the way that they treat and respect vegetables is really something that people may not expect when they go to Italy, because I think everyone's expecting, pizza and pasta and
Yeah.
maybe some heavier meat dishes. But this is like when you can find these beautiful vegetable dishes, it will really open your eyes to the simplicity and the tastiness of Italian cuisine, and what a special experience to have.
So good. Oh, it's so good.
So good.
That olive oil there, let me tell you, oh my God, you'll die when you taste it. It's so good in this restaurant.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. But once you've had your lovely lunch, and it's not going to be too heavy because it's beautiful vegetables, we're going to go off to the beach again, or the seaside, and this beautiful town.
Okay, so Monopoli is it's quite close to Polignano and Mare, but perhaps not as busy. And it's just, look at that. I mean, look at the picture. It's just so beautiful. Got a really rich history as well. When we were in Monopoli last year, I was like, oh my God, I want to move here. So look, you probably fall in love with it too, because it's just, it's stunning. So we're going to have a wander around there and you'll have some free time.
It's a little bit of a different feel. It's more of a fishing village, isn't it, rather than a beachside resort.
Yeah,
town.
exactly. Yeah, it's lovely.
I love those boats. I want one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, now on day 5, we're off to beautiful Baroque beauty of Lecce.
Yeah, so really, I think like each day just keeps getting better and better on this tour, sort of grander and grander. And yeah, Lecce is just, as I was saying before, it's sometimes called the Florence of the South. It's very different to Florence, completely different vibe. But I think because it's just so grand and so beautiful as well. So this is going to be great. We're going to have the whole morning here. Most of the day here, we'll meet up with a local guide, which is really essential to bring this town to life. There's so much history here, so many interesting stories. So that's going to be, excellent. You'll also have some time to wander through Lecce on your own as well and get all the photos that you could possibly want.
Stunning. Look at it. It's so beautiful. And it's even got its own Roman amphitheatre.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we'll definitely be touring around that with our local guide as well.
And of course, we know where to get the best eats, and they have a very special treat in Lecce, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. So this is something that we'll be enjoying together. It's called the rustico, and it's filled with, so it's a hot pastry filled with mozzarella and tomato. It's so good. Oh my God, it's delicious. And we'll also be trying, for those who would like to, it's going to be your new addiction, caffè leccese. So it's a typical cold coffee drink with like almond extract in it and ice, no milk. So it's so refreshing, especially, can be quite hot in Puglia as well. And seriously, after you try this, you are going to be addicted. And you cannot find caffè leccese in other regions as well. So it's from Lecce, so it's even difficult to find sometimes in other towns in Puglia. It's very, very regional. It's so good.
Oh my goodness. Oh, why do they do this? I mean, like, it's the best, isn't it? It's like you have to go everywhere to try all this different stuff, and then you take it, and those memories just stick in your head. They really do. You're like, remember that time? We had this pastry once in Milan, and it's a really famous pastry shop, a place called Luini, and they actually it's from, I think they're from the Pugliese pastries anyway. Well, we made the mistake of ordering one. The line was down the street. It was like, no, we should have got 2, but don't worry, we won't let that happen to you because we know how good they are.
Absolutely.
Oh, and then on our second last day, I mean, this is really building up to a crescendo, isn't it? Because there's so many amazing places that we can see in this area. Matera is not actually in Puglia; it's in neighbouring Basilicata. But look at that.
Yeah, we could not, not include a stop in Matera, and we'll even be having an overnight here, and a very special overnight, might I say, because if you can't tell from the picture, Matera is really known as the city of caves, the Sassi, and it's got a very long history. So we'll be meeting up with a local tour guide, of course, to take us through tourists around, really explain the history of this place. And there's some very interesting stories and quite, I guess, dark past in some instances as well. So we'll be learning all about that. But now the town has really been regenerated. There's these luxury hotels that have been built inside these sassi that are just so unique. And so we'll be staying in one, which is very exciting, and having an amazing overnight there. And you've really got to see Matera at night time because it's all lit up with all the lights, and it's so beautiful and just unique. There's nowhere else like it.
I mean, look at that. It's
Here
just
we
so
go.
special. Yeah. So imagine, wandering those little streets and just admiring that view. It is very special. And the story behind it, and there's a really great episode on our podcast with art historian Danielle O'Terry. She explains some of the story behind it, but you go into a lot more detail, and you'll see examples of what some of these caves were, because it has really been regenerated and rejuvenated to become, like, it's now a UNESCO listed city, and it's a highly protected environment, but it's had a fairly troubled past, and I think it's really important to understand that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, agree.
And it's going to be so sad, but we're going to leave. It's going to be sad to leave this area because it is so beautiful and so many different contrasts. I mean, we've had the Trulli, we've had the Sassy House, we've had these beach towns and fishing towns and the Baroque cities. It's incredible. But we leave in the capital of Bari, which is also very beautiful. And what are we going to do there, Liv?
So Bari, it's just it's such a thriving, exciting, foodie place that I just think you have to see it. And so we'll be again meeting up with a local guide, but this is not just a walk to talk about the history of the town. We'll also be stopping along the way to try different local foods because it's all about the food, and Bari is no exception to any of the other places that we visit on this tour. It's got amazing food and amazing fish. So we'll be visiting the fish market, and we'll be visiting as well a really special place for the typical focaccia that you find in Bari, the Barese, which is so delicious. And just learning more about the capital of this region and all the rich history that it has behind it. So yeah, I'm super excited for everyone to explore Bari. It's really busy and bustling, and it's got a great energy about it.
Yeah, fun. And it's also got an airport and a train station that connects you straight to Rome. So you can hang around for a little bit if you can stay another night or two, or you can head straight away to your next destination. It's a really compact little area, and but we cover quite a bit of ground on this tour, but they're just, as you can tell, there's so much to see down here, and it's like really a little pocket. And even though we're covering a lot of ground, we're really only scratching the surface. There are some amazing other towns to see, like Ostuni and up in the Gargano area. And I think if you wanted to, you could really extend this trip and go deeper into some of those regions. But it'll give you a really great taste of Puglia, which I think is real. I mean, I think the challenge is really going to be how do you choose a favorite? I don't know. They're so different, all of these places, and it's just within a small area. It's just fascinating.
And I think another really big benefit of going on this tour is Puglia is a region that if you want to explore, which you do, you really need a car. And not everyone's confident driving in Italy or in Puglia and navigating all of that. It can be stressful. So I think going on that tour takes that stress out of it and allows you to see more places.
I remember I was talking to a friend whose daughter was trying to get around by bus and public transport around Puglia, and it's not very regular and it's pretty slow. So yeah, I think if you're wanting to see Puglia and experience some of these amazing things that they have there, the trulli, the olive oil, all of those things, you would need transport of some kind. So we would love you to join us on tour, and you can find all the information and a really detailed itinerary at tours.untolditaly.com/Puglia. And look, I think it's magical, and we're going in summer, the sun's going to be shining, and it's just magical. And so we do hope you can join us on tours and in Puglia or in one of our other destinations.
Absolutely. Can't wait, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Ciao for now.
Ciao.